But if you are afraid to take a loss, and a lot of people are, oh, I'll just sell it when I get my money back. Well, crap, if it was that easy, I would want to buy every stock that you're losing money in, and I'll make $1 million. But if you're so concerned about taking a loss, no, I can't take a loss. What's going to happen is that one position that you cannot take a loss in, it's going to go down and down and down until finally you get dejected. Beyond dejected, you get suicidal and go, okay, I got to sell it. I got to stop the pain. This is horrible. You just mark to the bottom. That's it. Because everybody has all these really eager, stupid bulls who just hold a stock all the way down. They have the same pain threshold. They all do. And so you don't want to have the same threshold as the last stubborn bull. And the way to do that is to have rules and stick with those rules. Because if you stick with those rules, you're never going to get in trouble, because your rules are made to keep you out of trouble. That's the only reason you have rules. And when the market is running, all the stocks are running, and you're making hand over fist, guess what? You don't need rules. Sticking to your rules when stocks are just really screaming, it's going to cause you to miss out on a lot of really profitable trades, because you're going to be looking at it going like, oh my God, the stock's up 20% in a day. I can't buy this stock. It's a total break of my rules. Only to see that stock double and then go up again and go up again. And you've totally missed that trade. Why? Because you stuck to your rules. So sooner or later, you're going to go, okay, screw it. My rules don't matter. I'm just going to buy and do all that stupid stuff. But the problem is, so the markets run really well and your rules don't matter. So you get rewarded for being an undisciplined trader. Then when the market gets sloppy, you're still not obeying your rules. You're going to give back all the money that you've made, and in the process, reinforce poor trading, reinforce rule breaking, reinforce the idea that you don't even need to have rules. You're just going to trade because I got a feeling about this. So money doesn't care about your feelings. So if you stick to your rules, yeah, you're going to miss out on some good trades, on some profitable trades. But over time, over months, over years, sticking to your rules is going to cause your trading account to do this. Oh, more like this. It's going to wiggle and wobble, but ultimately it's going to keep going higher. And by the way, you can always change your rules simply because your strategy isn't working, but you don't trade them midstream. You're looking at all your trades, you're measuring your trades, you're logging, you're journaling, and you're saying like, oh crap, breakouts aren't working, or I'm doing this wrong. So you're always correcting yourself, but not in the middle of a trade. You can't correct yourself in the middle of a trade because you're involved. You've got emotion, you've got money involved in that trade. You are in a total weakened state. And the only thing that's going to help you when you're in a trade, profitable or not, the only thing that's going to help you is your rules. If you don't have them, then you're just a gunslinger. And gunslingers, that's fine. But as they say, live by the sword, die by the sword. If you're in enough gunfights, sooner or later, there's going to be somebody that's faster and more accurate than you. So stick to your rules, and you're going to be in this game for a long time. And you can thank me later when you're counting all of your money. You stick to your rules. And if you have good rules, failure is not an option. It's just not not in your future. It's only a matter of time before you really start seeing the results that, frankly, you deserve based on your adherence to rules. So set your damn strategy and follow that strategy unwaveringly. And by the way, that's why Scott's here. That's why I'm here, to demonstrate good strategies for you. So you're not all on your own. You're not sitting here going, okay, great. Dan's telling me to follow my rules. Dan's telling me to come up with my strategy. Thanks a lot, buddy. Now what do I do? Follow what we do, guys. That's what this is all about. That's what the active trade idea list is all about. It's not just any trade. It's trades that I'm looking at and I'm going like, okay, well, this is a good risk reward. I like this. It's got a good setup. And then once you're in the trade, now I'm looking to take profits. And sometimes I'll admit, sometimes I hold a stock. I'll be holding a stock on the list a little too long because I'm trying to hold a stock as long as I can, as long as it's moving up. And so, yeah, you know, it has a few days where it pulls back or whatever the case may be. No big deal. Want to hold through these, and then it keeps running. And a lot of times I will say, guys, you know, it's pulling back a little bit, but you might want to take some off the table. That's different than me looking at a stock that's going higher saying, wow, this is really screaming. Let's sell into the strength right here. I should probably be doing that more. Probably will be doing that more. But my strategy is what it is. It's holding the stock, raising the stops. And then if I get stopped out of a really tight stop, then that tells me something. So I've just explained part of my holding strategy to you. You don't have to follow it, but at least now you know what mine is. And I will change it. I will adjust it based on what the market's doing. And now I will likely start selling more into strength just because the market's pretty heavy right here. So that's all I got.
Awesome session, Dan.
Yeah,
Really appreciate you pushing through the pain for us all today. You know, we can see that you're definitely hurting and all that, but appreciate that you take the time out of recovery to do these sessions, because I think that they're very valuable. Lots of great lessons here, guys, for everyone. And like he said, we're trying to share our strategy. You can just copy what we're doing or ask exactly, okay, Scott, why do you think this is a good entry here? Dan, why do you think this is a good entry here? And then look for those same patterns, those same setups on your own chart pattern or on your own chart platform, because we're trying to share our strategy with you, which has made us a lot of money in the past. And that's why we stick to it. And, you know, there are different ways to trade. There's a million ways to make money in the market. But once you latch onto a strategy, at least you have a foundation to build off of where you can say, okay, I like that Dan does this, but I like that Sam does this, but I also like that Scott does this. And then you're putting it all together and making it your own. And that's something that you can believe in because it's yours.
No, really well said. Everybody, you got to have your own rules that work for you. They can be derivatives of what we're doing, or you could just follow it exactly, or get any of Bill O'Neill's books. I mean, there's so many strategies out there that are really good strategies. William O'Neill was a pioneer beyond all pioneers. Look at his strategies. Look at Mark Minervini's. Mark lays them all out in a couple books in a lot of detail. I think they're great books. I've read them many times. His strategy's a little different than mine. Now, he's made bazillions of dollars, but he's also been doing it a lot longer than I have. And everybody has a different way of doing them. But there's a lot of trades that Mark takes that I look at and go, that's not my trade. And frankly, most of the time I would be correct in not taking that trade. So here's a guy who's one of the greatest who throws out these trades. This is on his service, a lot more expensive than ours. He'll throw out these trades and I'll look at it. And I'm very well familiar, very, very familiar with how he trades, but I think there's other guys trading for him too. But I'll look at a trade going like, where the hell did that come from? And sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. My point is, my strategy works for me, and your strategy needs to work for you. And you can be saying like, oh, but Dan's so great. You know, he's such a great trader. He has such a great trade ideas. Okay, that's fine. But how much of that impression is coming from the fact that I'm on camera here talking into a microphone and you're not? So my point is, you can give apparent authority to somebody because they have a microphone. And I started out teaching trading before I knew how to trade. And I was really confident in doing that. Do you know why? Because I had the microphone, and my background in music taught me that when you have the microphone, people look, and they look up to you, especially if you're on a stage. They look up to you and you have apparent authority, even if you don't. I was really good at memorizing scripts. That's kind of how I started out in the business, because I knew that if I've got a microphone, people are paying to see me, they're going to look at me like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Unless you're spewing so much crap that it's easy for anybody to see, which few people actually do, but some do. The point is, I can be now, like I've been doing this long enough to say, yeah, I kind of think I know what I'm doing, but I can be telling you stuff that works for me. And you can say, yeah, but that doesn't work for me. That's fine. That's good knowledge for you to have. Now, use what I'm showing you, use what Scott's showing you as a foundation. And then from that foundation, you build your strategy. And now it's yours. It's not mine. It's not Scott's. It's not Bill O'Neill's. It's not Mark Minervini's. It's yours based on all the work, all the knowledge, all the examples that you've seen. And then you go, yeah, but my brain's different. My emotions are different. My money's different. My needs are different. So I'm going to take all that stuff. I'm going to make my own strategy. And as long as that strategy works, you're good to go. That's all I got.
Good to
All
see
right,
you, Dan.
guys.
Good to see everyone. And we will get this recording posted in the Telegram and in the forum as soon as possible. And then also it'll be emailed out tonight.
All right. Thanks, guys. Scott, as always, man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you very much.
Awesome.
So,
Have a great weekend, guys.
all right. Okay. See you guys.